is kind of cool. It was amusing.
Right
And there we go.
Well, Inferno Cloud9, we know that, well, this could be the best place for them to make a recovery. But already tackled it down. He did take someone with him, though. JPS, the trades are continuing here, 1 for 1 until there is only one left for Cloud9 at least. Automatic. Timothy Tar. Oh, that was the chance. That was the chance, but maybe that was the chance. There's still one more chance to win the round for both players. And Automatic can't quite find an easy shot. He's going to reset the situation.
So this is the best spot he could have switched to. Oh!
Nicely done. Good adjustment as he was moving backwards. Does
So
find a fragment of Azza.
that was insanely strong positionally to get to where construction was, because then from there there's absolutely no plants that are safe. Whereas if it's banana, he could plant first oranges. So it's nice that he crossed. I had a bike stolen once. It was
Really?
Yeah, it was very sad. My dad kept telling me not to buy it, and he wouldn't buy it for me, and I was like, oh, I really want this bike. It was like bright orange and lime green, and I brought it to Chinatown I would go on weekends to go play at the internet cafe. We go to the internet cafe and play there for like 6 hours. You get a pass for like $5, get the card, fill it up, and then go play Neopets at the library for the rest of the day. And one day, went to played all day, played StarCraft, and came out of the internet cafe, which was like the Stark Dungeon underground, and my chain lock had been acid burned off.
Acid burns?
Yeah, it was just melted. I'm not sure what they used.
Holy crap.
And I had to walk home from Chinatown with my friend Richard, and I cried the entire way because I thought my dad was going to beat my ass as he told me not to get the bike.
They used to use, I forget, it's like some builder's tool, which you would just put it around a chain, like I guess the cheaper ones, and just snap it. I forget what it was called, but it was like it was really long, almost like something you would use, like kind of tongs that you'd take something out of a furnace with. I forget what they were called, but that was the thing. Or if it was a moped, you could barrel it by putting a screwdriver in the keyhole and hitting it with a hammer to break all the teeth off. Then you could use any key. So like the pizza bikes would get stolen as well.
A lot of bike robberies in the UK, right?
Rife, yes, in London especially.
Is looking to rob Renegades of this round.
Oh boy.
Hope you guys out with the segue there. Oh, there you go. Okay. MP9 is going to be successwill. MP9 is so good. The fire rate is amazingly good. If you're accurate, you will reap the benefits, the rewards will be yours. 2v1 now for Cloud9 as the bomb is down and it's in a crossfire. And as it takes one look, and he's like, nope, there's no time. No time, no chance. You guys can have it. I don't want it. So 2-0 scoreline for Cloud9 to start things off well. There's nothing like having a good economy at the beginning of an Inferno game. On the CT side, that is. It really feels good. It feels like you can play. It feels like you can sit. Because if you don't, it's like when you play poker, and someone just absolutely ruins your stack, and you have like 5 big blinds or something. You don't even feel like you can play anymore. You have no fold equity. You got nothing.
I'm good with a short stack, mate.
I like short stack. It's just a push shove. It's a shove fold game. I like that. But anyway, now they can absolutely do whatever they want from a map control perspective and a pressure perspective when it does come to the buy rounds. Renegades not finding success on round 3.
As they're looking for bonus money. But Tarek is he's ready, man. He's ready. He's all over this mousepad business. He's good to go.
So this is one of those really cool rounds where there's still a lot of SMGs left for Cloud9. So they could actually do something insane. They could try to rush mid. They could try to rush banana, or they could just play normally. There's all kinds of different options that's available, but a lot of teams look at it as sort of a potential throwaway round where even if you lose it, if you can at least do a lot of damage, you get to buy next round, then you get to reset your opponent straight away. So it's a very strong position that Cloud9 are finding themselves in right now. Very strong.
1 minute 50 on the clock. Useless information at this point. 3 players starting on banana for the CT side. Going to get their initial grenades in, and then Tarek will rotate away with just a flashbang in his inventory. There we go, there's the rotation. Just in case. aggressive CT counter flasher is needed. He was there, but now he's gone. Automatic will be the man up on the balcony position with Skadoodle on short for the time being. I'm sure he'll be rotating everywhere.
This is a little strange, just because they're leaving the rifle. You know, they could have the op that doesn't have to move. No one gets scared, really. He can stay there. He, like, automatically easily get shied off this, but it depends how Renegades respond.
Big win so far for Cloud9, doing lots of damage in top mid. And again, if they win this round, they're gonna have so much money. So JChem really needs to get an extra kill or two if he possibly can from this position. The bomb is available to him as well, and he does have time. And Arch, little does he know it is open, but never mind, doesn't matter. The UMP will be in there. So 3 kills from SMGs in that round. Lots of additional money for Cloud9, and they can continue to make money. If Tarek wants, he can actually buy an MP9 here and as sort of like a throwaway, play a bit aggressively down middle or something like that, and be the player to take the initiative. That would actually, it's a very viable and strong way to play this round, but as you know, your opponents will not have Kevlar or helmets. Renegades will, again, try to keep the damage on. They've actually purchased 3 HEs, which they will toss to the top of Banana.
I wonder if that's enough. Yeah, so Skadoodle, he jump peeks past Inferno. Jump peeks past mid, and he sees, like, I think 2 players moving towards Banana. And I think when you're on AWP and you have a good spawn, that's a lot of info. Even though it's only 2 or 5 players, it can heavily suggest a B play is intended by the players on a round such as this, because otherwise they'd probably want to be avoiding the grenades, for example. So he's half rotated Speedway pretty quickly, but FNS is just hitting them scoreboards, baby. 4K for P money.
Solid spray down. I mean, if they had lost anybody, everybody has a rifle that round, so it's a good save from him.
Nice $1,200 in the bank. Kill reward, nice. Flip knives are rare these days. FNS will wield one. I like the ultraviolet skins, but it's so hard to find one that isn't tarnished too much. You're still charging through. Again, target selection there. 2 players didn't know which one. Then he eventually identified that play to his right was flash. Take out the play to the left, but by that time it was too late, unfortunately for him.
We've seen that play work before, but in that situation, Cloud9 had really great defensive nades. They responded appropriately to all those footsteps they heard on Banana. I think initially they would have just gone for the deep control of things. But now they're safe. They're safe in the site with a kill.
Automatic not facing. I do wonder. Ooh.
That's hard to justify.
Yeah, but it is a bait setup actually, where they both face. Was that some kind of weird 180 pre-fire from Jacob? I don't know. He just suddenly started shooting. Maybe there was a shadow seen by teammates. I don't know, but we have seen that bait setup before. Both players play CT, although one player would normally hold the angle and then disappear, and that would make people focus less on the high ground. Expecting somebody elsewhere, or thinking that's the only CT on B, but that is going to be the round for Renegades. Their first round on the board, surviving with 4 plays as well. You can see Cloud9 wanted to do some damage to their opponent's economy to make the reset harder if they were able to do that in the future, but nothing doing.
Getting off on a dry peak is one of the hardest things to really just, to talk about. After it's just like, oh, just shouldn't have extended that far. If automatic held the angle, that would have been, it would have been a great bait setup if you just took contact as they came in. Just make sure he couldn't get off at least, then they might not have cleared up top. I'm still surprised, as you were, that Jacob cleared the boost. It was good awareness by him.
Strong position again for Cloud9, having the option or the ability to get the reset round in onto Renegades. This is actually a really insanely important one to win for Renegades. You've got to string them together here, or else Cloud9 could really run away with things a bit if he getting blocks there into the apps. I'm curious which peak he'll take here, which peaks he will take. One of the issues, though, for Renegades is that they don't have any control towards Banana. And you can see that Cloud9 will use this information to their advantage, floating finesse back towards the A site because they can leave automatic with the AWP on Banana, which is what you wanted to see previously, Mo. And this creates a big advantage for Cloud9. And if Renegades don't find a sneaky way to maybe kill or isolate players towards A, or to take Banana again, they're just going to be playing from disadvantage here.
I love the discipline here. Scoodle says to Nifty, I have this. Go ahead and have that. Just don't cross this line. And wow, just
The line is
perfect
moving.
timing.
The line is moving.
Oh!
Jacob gets the snap onto Scoodle's head. The push comes into our side. Spray not good enough from Finesse. And Jacob with a fantastic follow-up. And that will open things up for the wrap onto the A side. Rush, though, we know that he's very strong in this position. A double from him creates a 1v1 for Automatic. Again, a really important round for Renegades to win. Jacob in the clutch for the ace, as well as the round.
Ooh.
Can he do it against Automatic? It would be massive. The Norwegian, Jacob, been slept on for a while, been written off by many. But can he deliver here against Automatic? One of the best in the business. Waiting for Automatic to make a move. Automatic crouch peeking, just crawling across. The snap comes in and the ace is had by Jacob, as well as the round. And again, Renegades so desperately needed that one. Cloud9 can still buy, but it means that they themselves can still keep buying as well.
A very pretty ace, too. This is nuts because he was so ready for Tarek as well. Instant headshot and the clutch to top it off.
Massive round from Jacob. And I was just thinking while Dan was commentating that I still feel like we don't talk about him enough on this team. But that's a talking point right there. Well done to him. And a very expensive round for Cloud9. They had lots of money in the bank, but that will quickly disappear when you're on a CT side. Consecutive buys, like three rounds in a row, and you'll have 0, almost guaranteed. Nifty taking one in the face for once. Taste of his own medicine. He will normally distribute medicine to plenty. Still making lots of noise in the apartments. Wall bangs for days. Mid re-smoked. Automatic alone, this time with the AWP towards Banana, so Cloud9 will be afforded 4 people. I love that peek when there's a smoke down top mid. You have the cover to go for that tight peek, and there isn't much you can do about that if you're inside the apartments. See what JKS can do on this balcony position, being molotoved off. There's a wall of smoke in the pit area, and FNS and Skadoola will continue to cut down these numbers, and now another ace is required. Flashbang isn't a good start. 35 seconds to find 5 people. Trying to bait Skadoola, but he will not be baited. He's pissed off. The TV man's ruined his living room. He wants to frag.
We can see how incredibly powerful it is to have the 4 people at A. They had the 2 at Arch, Automatic opping B the whole time. They didn't go back to try to get him off the angle, which they probably should have, and here they had a wide open lanes. Couldn't even get past bracket.
Miss from Mars. Congratulations on your face at points. I want the chickens to be more, to do more. We can't have other animals. I want the chickens to be more entertaining than they are. Okay, well, I need something to happen here. Either way, Renegades will run into the grinder, into their doom, into certain defeats at the hands of Cloud9's A defense. Not much to be done. And Nifty will be attempting something sneaky, but in reality, his stomach is too big for... How does it go?
I have no idea what you're saying.
It's
There's a saying, an idiom.
It's an idiom. It's like your appetite is too big for your stomach or something like that.
Oh, okay, well,
yeah.
Stomach too big.
Your eyes are too big for your... Thank you.
Thank you.
Your eyes are
that's what
too
it is.
big for your stomach. Thank you.
Ah, yes, eyes are too big for your belly. That's what people say in the UK.
I knew something was too big for something.
Yeah,
Your
let's
stomach's
take that
too
out
big
of
for those
context.
Speedos? Your stomach's too big for those Speedos? I don't know.
Anyway. Banana nades. Automatic getting in there.
Yeah, his teammate throw the smoke on the molly.
Yeah, that's something we've been seeing quite a lot of. Although, as you say, that's his teammate, not him, and usually it's the AWPer. Oh, unlucky there. Not to get the finishing shot into Azza, or rather to get the leg rather than the torso.
Oh, Azza's in trouble. Oh!
Hit them both.
Oh, wow. Oh my god, gets the headshot no less.
Oh, he hit a, Oh, the refrag.
Oh my god.
What do you?
I'm
Dan's
breaking
breaking
the
the
studio,
set.
James. It's fine. Don't worry.
I was just enjoying shouting there.
Oh.
FNS is in second oranges, I do believe. Skadoodle's making his way over. The sound cues will be heard by these T's. Ooh, that is a flashbang.
Flashy flash.
It's a nice flash indeed. Oh, I think I might have to make a little video. Azza, that's the second time he's been hit by a Molotov. 2 Molotov took him from 22 HP down to 9. And then Skadoodle with the overkill, the AWP shot into the chest. Leaves it 2 versus 4. Skadoodle has no time for water in his living room.
So much blinds damage in this round. It's quite funny. It's like they're all Jedis, you know, training with the blindfolds on, just trying to feel their way, feel the force.
It's like Goku in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Does he blindfold himself?
No, I don't think so.
Then not really, no.
Get ready.
Intense bodyweight training. I just wanted to bring up a Dragon Ball reference because I know that James hasn't seen it.
Okay. Time chamber.
Don't know what else to say.
I just want James to be unincluded and to feel bad.
I just wanted a James reaction.
You just want to exclude me from proceedings. I see what you're doing.
No,
That's the takeover of the show. He wants this to be Launder's. What's your equivalent of keyboards?
There's no malice in it. I like
Stamps.
The Launder's stamp show.
He looks like a stamps man.
No, I don't collect stamps. I don't know what that means. That's weird, stamp man.
They put stamps on emails. Stamps another thing.
I wonder if stamps, like, not the super expensive stamps, but the average stamp collector, I wonder if their collections lost their value just to lack of interest in post.
Well, no, wouldn't it gain more value then?
But it depends on how in demand they are. But people's interests change, and I don't feel like newer generations are interested in stamps.
But isn't it
and older generations are dying out.
Isn't it just purely because they're scarce and not because they're in use?
Well, partly scarcity, partly desire. It's a combination of both, in my opinion.
And if you're a stamp expert, please tweet us.
If you collect stamps or know about stamp collections, tweet Dan. Pictures are welcome. I'm trying to write in my notepad, and my arm is hurting from writing.
But you can dictate to Launders. He can write for you.
Yep. What's that called in the courtroom? Who writes the type?
Transcribing.
There's another word. Special for the special job. But they have that little keyboard.
Transcription.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember what it's
Transcriber.
called. They have their own short form and everything.
Yeah.
It's, I forget exactly what it is.
Transcriber.
Convivulators.
Convivulators. Well, double orbs again for Cloud9, definitely working out for them, I would say. They've been doing a great job on the banana battle. The war of the banana has definitely been going their way.
Just eat the banana. Just eat it.
That's very out of the box thinking there, James. So another pause for Renegades. Renegades actually, I think, one of the teams that have taken the most pauses of any team in the league, I think. Because we're actually not seeing many pauses, tactical timeouts whatsoever.
That's true.
Which is strange, because the previous season, it seemed like it was in the meta to use them, if that makes sense, which is weird.
You know, it's actually weird when you're in the server to say, like, hey, let's stop and have a conversation. It, like...
Right, yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, as professionals, it should be normal. But I guess if you don't get your team used to it, it's kind of like, wait, why are we pausing right now? Don't you know what we should be doing? Why are we talking about this?
That's true. That is, I can definitely see that work differently as per the team dynamic. A team like SK, though, I can see them taking timeouts because they have multiple players that see things and call things and are trusted to do so. So maybe from an optic, you wouldn't get it, but in a multi-calling system, time must be taken to converse.
Oh, that was interesting. They actually, neither of them peeked. They just pre-fired. So as to maybe not lose somebody, but here an op shot. Stenographer.
What?
Stenographer, thank you, Bodswell.
Nice.
Transcriber.
That's what I would call it, for sure.
So Renegades have top mid, but they've been locked out of banana the entire round. Nifty has been watching it the entire round. But that's basically it. Automatic can see that nothing's happening there just yet. So just showing some presence, pushing. All you have to really do here is just at least push Automatic off the angle. Force him back, That's perfect. Just one flash does a job. He falls back into further back position. You can push forward a little bit, try to push him a bit more. Get him into the site if you possibly can, if time will afford you to do so. But they won't do that, so we'll see how Cloud9 read this. They're not biting. They're still keeping forward towards A, with Finesse watching Speedway, well, Arch from Speedway.
Yeah.
30 seconds on the clock. FNS, does he go for a flank through the smoke? Surely nobody will be watching this. There's Tarek in the library to try and make his job easier. He'll land a shot on the bomb carrier and leave Azra alone in the smoke, wondering what the hell's going on. And FNS gets on his skateboard, and Automatic will bring an end to things.
This is the game that everyone should watch to see why, like, how important it is to go back and take banana if the team keeps it. They got 4. They knew that it was going to be A. They had FNS could listen to them running by their smoke after they late smoked the CT, so they knew it wasn't going to be CT to B. They knew no one was on banana. They knew it was going to be an arch right.
Chris, 1990.
That's when I was born.
One of the older ones. Nice.
That's about 10 mouse pads at least, maybe 20.
Ooh. Oh, Automatic, that's very brave indeed. The CZ is definitely close range, and he will eat the CZ from the other team, and this might be a round win for Renegades. 3 versus 2. Oh, that's got to be it, surely. Surely. Rush with the M4. Fully utility. Yes, full utility, and he's dead. He loses all but one grenade, which can be collected by Ustilo.
It's funny because this round happens probably at least once a game. So if you instantly kill the 2 banana players and you win the round.
I'm guessing that Automatic probably assumed that he would never make it back into the site, so he chose to stand and fight instead. Try and take as many down with him as possible, which is a noble effort. You know, he died for his cause, he died for his people, but ultimately it was in vain.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was Azza or JKS, but also they killed his rifle support like instantly, which is quite
unlucky.
It's unlucky, very unlucky for the Cloud9 defense, but it happens. It does happen fairly often, at least once a game. I really think. And Renegades going for late banana, so it does look like Renegades are thinking more about banana now.
We'll see, because they do get to this point, but sometimes they get pushed back or they lose it.
Oh, timing not working out for Automatic, leaving a lot of pressure on Finesse. That's a really huge pick-off. The thing is that Automatic's threat with the AWP seems to be so huge that even if he just plays safe and doesn't die, the impact is very high. So he does stay out there. Finesse was unable to help him out, and he's going to be watching B now with Skadoodle. Tarek in trouble, gets out of dodge though. And a player is killed towards quad. So where do they go with the bomb? The bomb is currently going towards banana. Finesse tries to face. Skadoodle cannot help. This does not look good for Cloud9.
Yeah, this is a rough one. Tarek taken out. Skadoodle runs for his life. So see where the money is. If they really need to hold on to this weapon, that's for sure. But Nifty, of all people, is hunting. I always find it interesting when someone is being hunted by the AWPer from the other team, because I feel like there's a lot of situations, well, I don't think it's often ideal for the AWPer to be hunting. It reminds me of actually when Simple was on Liquid, when Adrenaline was also on Liquid. There was a time on Dust 2 where Simple was chasing a saving player, but because he had the AWPer, Adrenaline was staying with him for support, and they both died. And, you know, that's an extreme example, but I think I might prefer riflers chasing. I mean, especially when the other teams don't have an AWP, because if that guy dies, then you give the AWP away to the opposite side. So it's often quite tricky hunting with the AWP. You don't want to lose it, but also you don't want to give it to the other team. Obviously here, Skadoodle has the AWP, but it just reminded me of that scenario.
So last round now, will it go the way of the Aussies or the Americans? Remains to be seen. Nifty with the AWP looking to get himself on a pick towards A. Skadoodle could be the one to take him down, or vice versa. That battle will be interesting. We've seen this dynamic before. This is very timing oriented as well. when you feel like you can go for the info play there in Skadoodle's position, and how long you hold that position, that angle. Skadoodle actually backing off into the site now, so feeling the presence towards A. And a flash to definitely make him suspicious now.
That's a nice flash.
This is one of the rounds where Renegades are in the best position. They got top mid, they got top banana. This should have happened many more times in this half. So promising.
Yeah, now we have to see how they approach the arch position. They've just been smoked off arch. Look how many smokes are left for Cloud9. There are 40 seconds left. Cloud9 have 3 smoke grenades, and they just had deployed their 4th one there. Tarek in the wrong place, unfortunately, and the wrap is on. FNS has a smoke, needs to be deployed. There it goes. Nobody in CT automatically realizes what's up. Takes Usilla down. He can hold the angle. FNS has to just play around this smoke. The closer he is to it, the better, perhaps. He's got the molly as well. Here comes the push. Avoids the flashbang. The crossfire is there. The trade is there. Repositioning again. That smoke's disappearing though, and he's got to fall back to orange and stay alive for his teammates. Now it's down to Rush versus 2. What info does he have, and how good is it?
Bet CT all. If he truly is the NA Crims, we'll see it now. Has to be so perfect on the quad player, but I guess like aim punch. Oh, he actually got shot in the head through something, and just couldn't shoot at all. It's a 10-5. I do feel like Finesse sort of. I feel like it was a bit of a misplay. Just overstayed.
Yeah, could have just gone quad. Yeah.
The like staying for the molly was pretty good.
Yeah, that was fine. Yeah.
But then it's not playing delay. He's just. It feels like he's got this big window of indecision where he's not making a choice.
The whole end of that round was based on how much time was left. So there's no way he didn't know. You know, he might have forgot, but like that was like everything they had. They had the right adjustment, and it was late B play. They had the perfect amount of nades left over. Smoke molly was great, and then he could have just gone quad, delayed. I don't even know how Tim died, but he was opping and kill construction as well. So they had a lot of ways to win that round. So
either way, they'll be 10-5 at the very least, and they've been pretty effective on pistol rounds. So still a chance for a strong finish from the Cloud9 lads.
No buy on a Cloud9 side yet. I want to see P250s. I mean, Inferno is the type of map where you can get the closer range engagements on a pistol round, so it's less needed than Cobblestone or a Mirage or a Cash, but P250 is king. I love me some P250. If the CTs choose to go car, for example, or dual mid, then it will be good. Beyond that, actually, there are still, I think, a lot of ranges where you'll get a one-shot instead of even lane, as the Americans say, like short to pit. You're not going to get the one-shot with a Glock, but you are with the P250, so do it, get it involved, get in the game. Maybe the water started leaking again. Maybe the TV man is back with a bigger drill and he's just caused more problems.
Just got a Renegades jersey on.
And a hammer drill.
Does Cloud9 have one of the best logos? I feel like it's up there.
Their logo is excellent.
It is really good. It might be up there. Like it might be. Ooh. It's really
I like
good.
the Fnatic logo.
Oh,
as well.
someone
Top
said,
3.
Sponge used to be a plumber. He's
Oh, yeah.
Slave for the Renegades. That's pretty
There
funny.
we go. He's been playing the long con all this time. So it is Glocks and utility for Cloud9. They probably have 2 flashes, FNS and Skadoodle. Might be the HUD not showing the second one. Jacob, what does he do with this timing? Ooh. Well, JKS is left in isolation, unfortunately. Nothing Jacob can do. Maybe not expecting these smoke grenades on a pistol round, but here we are.
I absolutely adore this from Cloud9. Just guaranteeing the bomb plant with the use of utility. It doesn't cost very much, but it is worth it, because if you do get the bomb down, you've guaranteed the money. Now they've got a pretty solid chance to not to guarantee the round, but to fight for the round. Not really hitting their one taps just yet, but it's starting to turn in their favor now. Rush with a nice defensive shot there towards the quad position, and Jacob has no idea when he's going to peek. He has to try to charge him down. Rush is playing the time. Eventually will go down, but really well played there by Cloud9 to save it.
That second peek from Rush was really fun, just going out so wide. He seemed to move so quickly as well. It was cool. Well then, it is a tough time for Renegades. Cloud9 looking for revenge after Renegades' W on the previous map. So let's see, look at all that utility on Cloud9. They don't have a single rifle. 3 UMPs, which will afford them longer range than the Mac 10 in terms of damage and obviously spray. Four Molotovs on the side. We're going to see some hardcore executes.
It's pretty quiet.
Quiet before the storm, but they're inside the eye of the storm. Now, Tornado is starting to move the Hurricane into the bomb site. Finesse and Rush will be able to eliminate that initial line of defense, but in comes the rotation. The bomb is down. The UMPs, though, they could be too much for these CZs from these distances, these close ranges. They're very strong there. The only real problem is the rate of fire on the UMP. So close. Let's keep grinding the angle. Eventually fires Nifty. It looks like the round should be won here by Cloud9, as there's not too much he can do. He does have a smoke, but the crossfire is just too much. Let's try to bait him in, and they'll finish him off. 12-5. And Renegades are in like the worst position you can be in on Inferno. CT side, no money, and you're down 7 rounds. So it's not a good lick.
Indeed, it is not. What do they buy? I think last round they bought a few smokes, and then Cloud9 decided, let's execute through it, because they might just keep refreshing the smoke, so it's probably better to get it out of the way now, since we don't have a plan to go back to A. This round, however, much more of a budget round. Oh, that was a great nade.
There's that horse.
A flashbang to end all flashbangs. Surely not going to come fast enough, unfortunately, for Renegades, but with the USPs, they were asking for a lot. Where is the flasher? There he is. There he goes. Nifty now from the back. FNS does not need to engage with the 9 HP. Rush might want to be careful. Send in automatic. Slowly walking down. And there it is. 13-5. Crunch time for Renegades. AWP for Nifty as per usual. He's naked though.
Do you believe, James?
I think there's potential. How can we not believe after the previous map?
That's true.
Nifty needs to avoid getting traded though. So I'm very curious to see how he does that, especially on a round such as this. Not afraid of any grenades up top mid. But again, you can only hold these angles for so long. And even second mid angle, you can only hold that angle for so long until you have to be respectful of the apartments play. I think his teammates in apartments, but at the back, so if somebody jumps up balcony, he has no cover from short, and therefore he's forced back into this position.
It's definitely really tough for Renegades. Nifty's actually having a hard time not really getting spots to frag in this game so far. Maybe that will change now, but
Their T side was very execute heavy.
yeah. And not very round heavy.
Oh, Dan Savage.
Ooh, Silo will win the battle against Rush. That's an important one. Holds onto the pit position. Now, you've got, yeah, okay, I was about to say, don't want to just see a push through lane or quads or whatever you want to call it. JK will spot the presence towards Arch side, and automatic sneaks through. This is a nice play. Takes down JK, and they're going to go B. That's so cool. 35 seconds left to go. There's 3 players on the A side, and they're quickly sprinting along the banana area, and they've got automatic just waiting in CT, looking for the rotations. He's going to spot nothing. He's going to call that they have to be going banana, surely.
Oh, look at that flash. He's bought so much time for Azza. Does he get the first player? No, the second player and the third. delivering humongous kills, 16 seconds, and nobody on the B bomb site is alive for Cloud9. Automatic still making his way over there, but surely he will be saving in CT with 8 seconds on the clock. What a hero flashbang.
That was nice.
From Renegades.
Nade combo was good. And then the flank was just so fast too. You know, they recognized that it was going to be a B play right away, went ahead and took lane control instead of just seeing if maybe it's going to be A. You know, a lot of teams would just like hang out a little bit too long at A, but they went right away, which is great. I mean, I don't know if they could hear him, but yeah, they just ran down mid, cleared out apartments, everything.
One of the surprising things to me is that the Automatic has all that information. He knows that they are behind them real fast. So I do wonder, like, what is the dilemma there? Because they're probably thinking,
I don't think
if we
he
just
knows
get
that
into the site first.
I don't think he knows they're behind them.
Well, he has to, because if they're rotating, then they have. And he was pushed into top mid.
He doesn't know that. He might not know they're rotating. He was in CT.
Because didn't they see that there were players in A, and then he would have heard them running.
Yeah, that I don't know. I don't know if he heard them running.
And okay.
Maybe yeah. So that's the difference. I don't think he heard them running.
Because that must be like, that's such a fine line in that round. But at the same time, even if they know, they have 20 seconds. So I think they're probably gambling on just saying whatever. Like, we just have to just get into the site first, do a 3v1 or 3v2, whatever it might be, and then deal with that afterwards. Probably probably the most consistent play.
So my internal clock on Banana would be like, all right, they're probably still going to think for a little bit it's A, and they're probably not going to flank for another 10 to 15 seconds. That's what.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I have to do a sound test basically, but I don't think you can hear someone at like Azure. I think was the first person at mid, and Automatic was like close to library on CT. I don't know if you could hear him running. But maybe.
Must be very close. I would love the visualization of like the radius of how, like what is audible.
That's actually something we've never seen, huh?
Never seen it, yeah. And it's easy to do, super easy. You just have to find out the units, and then just draw a circle on someone and just follow it, pin it to them. It's super easy to do.
That's true.
It's like the easiest analytical tool we have. We could have that we don't have.
It would actually be really useful.
There's other ones too that's I've thought of. But I will take those to my grave. And no, I won't.
It's very selfish of you.
Indeed. I'll share the knowledge.
I'm taking my keyboards to the grave. And
I'm robbing your grave, James.
Don't know what else. Some marbles. I used to like marbles. Cloud9 all here at the A site, but so far so good for Renegades. They can't hold on to the pit, however. But they do have 2 more players here, and Az is in a very sneaky position, taking birds out of the sky. But he can't take out Tarek. Nifty with a tight angle, but he can't do it either. Molotov's towards the site. It's a good angle for a flashbang as well. That is generally a flashbang angle. Primarily, so the money won't do the job entirely. Taking now 12 HP. There he peek again. Ooh, he actually manages to do it. Forcing Skidoo out into the open.
Oh!
Wow.
But not getting the kill. And there's JKS now, last man standing. 1 versus 3, no kit. Maybe 1 on the site, but surely he can't do this, so he'll try to hold on to what he has as Cloud9 moves to round number 14.
I'm happy that, it's quite funny because I'm happy that JKM waits for the flash, but it's funny because Skidoo's in a position where he can't, he's just like holding he's just in the wall, so he's gonna, so he could have just walked out. Sad times. Cloud9 though, with a successful late take, it looked a little bit scary. Actually, the first frag, the player on pit. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I was going to say, because Tarek peeks and you think Tarek gets the kill, but you look at the kill tracker, Skidoo actually gets it from a wallbang. So that was pretty nuts. And Skidoo gets another really critical frag after that. So he's so invaluable to the team, honestly. He's such a good AWPer.
He actually has been amazing during his inactivity period.
Yeah. Yeah. Best inactive player ever. The money is really ruined for Renegades, but they know that they can't. There's not like they have to just keep the buys coming. Stave off the potential defeats.
Ooh. The Molotov would have been more useful, but how could they know? Cloud9 players still in the choke point, however, being shut down by the Molotov, and that's going to buy time for Jacob to rotate to construction at the very least. Rush going for the coffin plant, and the traitors will be punished. Automatic blind on Banana, 2 players coming for him, and there's nothing that anyone can do. Skadoodle standing in the smoke, but he is in a really horrible place. No flashbangs for his... Oh no, there is a flash for his teammate Tarek, but maybe he keeps the gun out. Master stroke from Skadoodle, running out of bullets! And it's down to Azza, 1 versus 2. Heat and Potty set up. He spots one player though. Pretty tight to this corner. Don't think Tarek is aware. Where's the trade? There's no trade from Tarek. He's got 27 HP. He doesn't want to phase. In the red, he's dead. Is there time for Azza? He does not have a kit. Can't find one. Oh, he's got to go too far. The round is theirs anyway.
Good
So
delay.
sad. He played that really well. To defeat the Heat and Body setup, he played it really, really well. I haven't actually called it that for ages. That's what...
Since
back-
1.5.
Yeah, well, back when... well, the funny thing is that back when I was studying ECS, really hard, like 2015 or something, and I was sort of learning, like trying to learn as much as I could. I would talk to Threat a lot because he's a friend of mine, and I didn't actually know that he was a super good CS player when I made a friend with him. We played StarCraft together. I had no idea. I had no idea.
That's crazy.
Anyway, he would tell me a lot of stuff, and he would always refer to that as a Heat and Potty setup. Obviously, being an old Swedish legend, then it makes sense that, that he would do that. But that is set up where one person's in dark, one person's in quad. It's a crossfire setup on the B-bomb side. For those of you unfamiliar, it's a strong crossfire. Azza handled it very well, very, very well. Wasn't enough, unfortunately, though, which does put Cloud9 on match points. And Cloud9 will play the standard defaults, shaking apartments, edging towards top banana. Very low resistance from Renegades because they just don't have the utility. And to mitigate this, they've opted to play 4 towards A as opposed to 3, banking on Jaken being able to hold with no information, B with a CZ by himself and a smoke, and hoping that Cloud9 will go A.
Sometimes you have to gamble. And Renegades might be getting cold feet about that, sending Azza back. So it will be 2 weak defenses as opposed to 1 stronger one. Cloud9 so good at just quietly withholding information, but Nifty's good at walking into angles, being held and shooting people as well.
So strong on that, so untradeable. Very nice from JKS as well. Perfect execution with the UMP. Oh, the flash, absolutely glorious there. Perfect team play. Rush can still try to save the day with the AK. Beautiful as well. 2 more players to go though, as he flashes himself forwards. Has to go and recover the bomb. Is there time to actually plant it though? It appears that it is hopeless. And a beautiful round. The gamble pays off, Renegades. And credit to Nifty for the pick. This one hit.
Comeback commences.
The comeback intensifies.
What a flash. MVP flash right there.
Yeah, that was so good.
A huge wide peek from JKS as well. If he stood on a corner, even blind, they probably would have killed him. He has to go super wide to avoid the blind spray and then take the engagements. So there's a note which must not go unnoticed for those of you at home or wherever you may be. Spy from Cloud9 to be neutralized towards Banana.
Oh my god.
Was that a no-scope?
Yeah.
Dude, I love it. That was beautiful. That was a handsome shot. There was a period of time, by the way, where Dan tried to say it was okay to call girls handsome. So of course we asked the girl, and they did not agree with him.
We've all believed weird things.
You can call girls handsome. No, you can't. No, you can't. It is not a done thing.
It was a troll, but
No, it wasn't.
it was.
You were
It was
dead
definitely
serious.
a troll.
You're a dead serious, you nerd.
I feel like production could chime in on this.
Dan's lying. He was not. He was not trolling at all.
They know nothing, Lawrence. They've not been in my life for long enough to know anything about these things.
I know all. I know all too much. Dan calls him handsome. That's when you know you've crossed the line. No kills for Cloud9 in that round. We'll see what situation they're in. I think it might have been a force buy. Looks like it was. So Renegades, they're not too far away from double figures here. Oh, give it to me.
Yikes.
My arm is sore. It's distracting me.
Ice him. Get the ice. There's ice over there.
I know, but I mean, where do I put the ice?
Well, if you had said yes when I asked you at the beginning of today, I would have given you the bags of ice I use. Or the containers for ice.
You need the ice more than I do.
My ice therapy for my shoulder. Ice. Surprisingly beneficial. for inflammation.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
In the words of 50 Cent, get the strap.
That would that run would have been in a 1.6 movie in 2003.
I wouldn't be mad if you used it.
Yeah.
2018.
So for those of you that don't know, because there's a lot of players that haven't touched 1.6. Back in the old days, you'd always see at least a few eco aces, basically, most of which would be wallbangs. Just you wouldn't even see anyone, and it was kind of like the conjunctive sort of passage of play between the actual good rounds in the movie. That's how it worked back then, in those days. To be fair, with the netcode the way that it used to be, is so incredibly hard to actually do things like that anyway, so it was actually difficult back then. But go watch the Spawn movie, you'll see plenty of eco aces. So a slow round for Cloud9. Something we've noted from their Inferno T side of late is some of these ultra slow rounds, which ends up in an A wrap. Might be something similar here potentially. They do take top mid, very passive on Banana. No control of the Banana. Banana belongs to Renegades.
Flashing the CTs away without committing to Banana. And it will work. But they will be careful, meticulous, methodical in their approach towards the top of the Banana.
Wow, just gamble stacking. They've just gamble stacked it. I feel like you don't need to that much when they had so much control. They've actually not rotated back either. It looks like, wow, they leave Arch completely open. There's a lot of flaws in the setup, I feel like.
And they've worked out that instead of going for the B split, in seeing that Arch is clear, they perhaps have read that it is a stack towards the B bomb site. So now Yustilo has to 1v5. Gets the first kill and sees the bomb as well. That's info.
No time.
Can they make this work?
6 seconds on the clock for them to plant the bomb.
Oh,
I think he's got it because the timer.
Oh my days.
Oh, that must have been milliseconds away from defeat. But now a 4v3 after planting. Cloud9 are favored to take the game.
Just when you thought it was safe to make double figures. 2 versus 3. There goes JKM. JKS with 15 HP left. Double peek is in for Cloud9. 16-9 over Renegades on Inferno.